Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the MJ Hurley Show, presented by TDT Media and Erie Insurance. My name is MJ Hurley, producer Cy Ingersoll in the background. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in for another show. I believe we took a week off last week, Cy, if that's correct. I don't know what was going on. One of us was busy. Who knows? Cy started a job with the Peoria Chiefs. Shout out to Cy. And I was doing something. I have no idea. But we're back this week. I've got some fun things going on. We're going to talk about the Masters a little bit. NBA regular season just ended, so we'll run through the playoff bracket real quick and take a look at that. And then last but definitely least, we have the Oakland A's and a little bit of a Major League Baseball roundup. So that's what we've got going on today. And then at the end, or maybe in the middle, who knows, depending on when I feel like it, because it's my show, that's what I can do. We will do our weekly trivia. Cy's got something up his sleeve. I have no idea what's going to be going on there. But the first thing I want to talk about is 100% the Masters. So I am newer-ish to golf, not like knowing the sport, but I started playing golf recently, as I'm sure if you've watched There Down Thursdays or anything. So I started playing golf a couple of years ago more regularly. Obviously, I had played before, but I was a baseball player my whole life. So for anybody who's played baseball or golf, you really don't play both because the swings are essentially the exact opposite of each other. It is still, you have a stick and you're hitting a ball. Obviously, the premise is the same. But in baseball, your weight is on your back foot. In golf, your weight is on your front foot. That's the biggest difference. And so if you ever played baseball or golf, a lot of the times your coach will tell you, hey, if you want to focus on baseball, don't play golf. If you want to focus on golf, don't play baseball. And so I played baseball my whole life. So only when I got older, actually, stopped playing baseball after college, that's when I started playing golf. And so with that, now that I play more, I can appreciate professional golf even more than I could before, which is a little bit disappointing. Like, I grew up during the Tiger years. I mean, I watched golf, don't get me wrong. My dad watched a lot of golf, and so I would watch when he would turn it on, but I never really had the appreciation because I didn't play the sport. So now, watching it with the eyes of somebody who actually plays the sport, I can appreciate way more what a guy like Scottie Scheffler does when he wins the Masters with a 4-shot lead over anybody else. So, watched a lot of the Masters this weekend, whether that be at home, turn it on in the background at work. And Scottie Scheffler did something that is incredibly impressive. Augusta was really hard for the first 3 days. Like, people have been playing that tournament for years. People who have been watching, analyzing that tournament for years, who have been just attending that tournament as a patron for years, have said that those 3 days to begin the 2024 Masters were some of the hardest conditions they had ever seen at Augusta. The wind on Friday was producing sand gusts from the bunkers, on the greenside bunkers, to the point where they almost considered stopping the tournament on Friday because of that. There was a massive storm that rolled in Wednesday night and Thursday morning at Augusta, which caused a rain delay at the beginning of play on Thursday. And then it was just incredibly windy for the first few days. So with all of this, Scottie Scheffler produces 11 under through the entire tournament to win his second Masters. Shot a 66 in the first round on Thursday, which that's when the course was the softest. So it makes sense that he played that well. But then shoots 72 on Friday, makes the cut, shoots 71 in a very chaotic round on Saturday. And then coming into today, Scottie Scheffler was not anywhere near safe with the lead that he had. He had a one-shot lead, but Colin Morikawa, Max Homa, like, there were a lot of people running up on him. And even Ludwig Oberg, I believe is how you pronounce his last name, his first ever Masters appearance today, or this weekend, he shoots 7 under and gets second. I mean, shout out to him, man, because that is incredible. One of the reasons Augusta is so hard is because there's so little information about it you can't just go out and play Augusta during the year. Like some of these other courses, Pinehurst, right? You can go out and play Pinehurst during the year. If you're a PGA Tour professional, you can pretty much go get a tee time at Pinehurst whenever you feel like it. So it's just what kind of condition do they have Pinehurst in when you get to a major that's being held there? The difference with Augusta is you still, when it's not Masters week, you still have to play with a member or be a member to play at Augusta. And there's only like 250 or 300 members. So for somebody like Oberg to come out and shoot 7 under this weekend at the Masters, the first time he's ever played it, is just incredible. And yet, with an incredible run like he had, he still was nowhere near touching Scottie Scheffler. I mean, Max Homa tried to make a run. Max Homa didn't make a birdie for something like 35 or 40 holes. That's how hard Augusta was. And Scottie Scheffler went out, dominated, and got a lead on Thursday. Although I think Bryson DeChambeau technically had the 18-hole lead with 7 under on Thursday. But Bryson fell apart in the next couple of days. Everybody fell apart except Scottie Scheffler. The man has a baby on the way, which I love that whole narrative, by the way. I understand the media kept bringing it up. Scottie never brought it up unless asked during this entire week. During any of his press conferences after any round, media always asked him, hey, is the plan still, if your wife Meredith goes into labor, are you leaving? He said, yes, 100%. They had somebody on the grounds who had access to a cell phone. Ooh, very scary. But they had somebody who had access to a cell phone so that if Scottie's wife did go into labor, he said, no matter when it is, I am leaving immediately. We have a way to get out of here and get back home quickly. And I've talked to a lot of people, including my wife, my sister, my mom, asked them today, like, hey, if this was you and this was your husband, what would you want them to do? And almost everybody I've talked to have been like, hey, if my wife or my husband was out there competing for $3.6 million, which is what Scottie got for first place today, I think I tell him I'm good. I tell him, go win that money, then come back. You can take care of the kiddos. So I think it's awesome that Scottie said he would do that. Thankfully, he didn't have to, because I don't think there's ever been a time that somebody leading the Masters, especially after 54 holes, or maybe even any major tournament, has withdrawn for something like that. I don't know if there's been injuries or things like that, but at least in the time I've been paying attention to golf, I've never seen that. So that was really cool. Love watching Scottie play. He is dominant. He is the true number one in the world right now, and he is must-see television when he's on the course. The other thing I want to talk about real quick, a lot of attention on this week. Huge shout out to Tiger Woods for getting through an entire tournament. For those of you who've never had real back pain, I don't think you understand what Tiger Woods just did. First of all, he has a fused spine from the car accident years ago. He now has a fused ankle from an ankle injury a couple years ago during COVID. And he is pushing 50 years old. And he was able to, at one of the most difficult golf courses in the world, make the cut for a record-setting 24th consecutive time and make it through an entire 4 full rounds of golf. 72 holes of golf with that type of body issues. And he had not done that 72 consecutive holes in almost 2 years. It is incredible what he was able to do. I don't care what he shot on Saturday and Sunday. I understand he imploded. He was the worst player by the score of anybody who made the cut. He was worse than the low-am that he played with today. But he said he's ready to go for the next 3 majors because it's one a month for the next 3 months. And that's what he said he was going to do this year, is 1 tournament a month at max. He's going to go get ready for those golf courses. And golf is just better when Tiger Woods is playing. The viewership for the Masters was incredible, both on ESPN and CBS on the weekend. And a lot of that was because of Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods got the attention for the first 2 days. And then once those stars like Scottie Scheffler really got going, then everybody stuck around. But Tiger Woods, when he is on the golf course, is still the star and the face of the PGA Tour. So when Tiger Woods is playing, yes, I'm going to turn it on and I'm going to watch. and I'm going to root for Tiger because I want him to do well. And I want to see that electricity that we have seen so many times, including at the Masters in 2019, when he gets going. And until he doesn't, he doesn't play the Masters anymore, until he hangs up the clubs, I'm still going to watch because you're still going to have to see if he's got it in him one more time. I don't know if he's won for the last time. I couldn't tell you. I'm not a doctor. Um, I know back pain, and the fact that he had Novocaine patches KT taped to his back while he was playing, and then continued to apply icy hot to his entire body for every round, and still went out there and made the cut and beat some of the best players in the world on the first 2 days. That's just incredible. So cut out the Tiger Woods slander. The man is on fire. And I understand he didn't play well on Saturday and Sunday, but a lot of other people also played really poorly on Saturday and Sunday. So give the man his flowers where they are due. Let's see what he can do in the next 3 majors, and just be excited that you get to watch a little bit more Tiger Woods while we can. With that being said, when you do have issues, whether it be with your body, whether it be with your car, make sure you have some good insurance with Erie Insurance.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent is Building Block Insurance Group. Get a quote today at 704-464-4544.
Erie Insurance.
And when you call Jeff Hortepney at 704-464-4544, make sure to let him know that the MJ Hurley Show and TDT Media sent you, and he will get you taken care of on some good insurance. So next thing I want to go over is the NBA playoff picture, which we'll talk a little bit more about on Thursday when we get to Third Down Thursdays, but that will be after the play-in is done. So I'm going to go over the play-in right now. We'll go over the full picture on Thursday. Make sure to tune into that 7 Central on Thursday. But as a Warriors fan, I'm very excited about the play-in. I know you can't, with the angle I have right now, you can't particularly see it, but I got my Steph Curry Funko Pop. Love this thing. Love it. So very excited for the play-in personally, and just as a basketball fan to see what we got going on. So in the West, we've got Kings and Warriors in the 9-10 game. We've got Pelicans and Lakers. Okay. And then I believe the way this works, I'm still trying to adjust to the play-in. I believe the loser of the 9-10 game is out. The winner still has to play another game and beat the loser of the 7-8 game. Whoever wins the 7-8 gets a 7 seed. And then, like, say the Lakers lose, they would play the Kings and the winner of Kings Warriors for the next one. So to break down those 2 matchups, Kings Warriors, they've had 3 games this season that were decided by 1 point. So this is the NBA's dream. This is a California rivalry. Sabonis and Draymond Green are already talking crap. The games, they played 4 games during the regular season, so these teams know each other well. There is so much history between these 2 teams in the last couple of years. It's Steve Kerr versus his mentee Mike Brown, who's the coach of the Kings now. Like, there is so much going on there. Obviously, selfishly, I want to say I think the Warriors have the advantage. The Warriors have been playing incredibly well since the All-Star break. With Draymond Green back, and really back this time, at least it seems for now, their offense is playing really well. Their defense has taken an incredible step up. Chris Paul is running that second unit well. Jonathan Kuminga is playing incredibly now coming off the bench. Trace Jackson Davis, the rookie, is playing center now in the starting lineup alongside Draymond, and that's really helped defensively, specifically taking a lot of the weight off Curry and Clay, allowing them to focus on the offensive side. So I really like how the Warriors are playing. Now, the Kings are obviously a very good basketball team, and I think it's amazing, first of all, that in years past, 46 and 36 would have gotten you 4 seed, 5th seed in the West in the NBA. And this year, the West is so good, top to bottom, which we'll get to in a second, that the Warriors and Kings are 46 and 36, and they're the 9 and 10 seed. In years past, they wouldn't have even been in the playoffs. But that's why we have the play-in now, because we've got such good talent across the board, especially in the West. I really like where that's going. So what do these teams want to do, right? Because specifically Pelicans, Lakers have a little bit of strategy in this. With OKC having the 1 seed, I think there's a lot of emphasis on, and this is no disrespect to the Thunder, but I think there's a lot of emphasis on the Lakers or Pelicans not really wanting to play the Nuggets. They're the defending NBA champions, and although the Thunder have been incredible this year, led by MVP candidate Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, they are still a very young team and not the defending champions. And so it'd be very interesting to see how the Pelicans and Lakers play that. Obviously, you want to win. You want to guarantee yourself a playoff series. And if you lose, like if you were to tank the first game, I'm not saying anybody will. I'm not saying that that's a thing. But if you were to do that, per se, to get out of playing the Nuggets, there's still, like, the Lakers, if they lose that game on purpose, I wouldn't want to play the Warriors because the Lakers have had a rough time with the Warriors this year. So I just think it'll be very interesting the way this all plays out. The last few days of this NBA season were awesome. The fact that in both conferences, East and West, there was so much drama going on. In the West with the 1 seed, in the West with the play-in game, with the play-in teams all the way 6 through 10 seed. Everything was volatile up until the last couple days. And even in the East, I believe we had a lot of things that were decided today. The Cavs and the Pacers were playing. Pacers dropped to the 6th seed with a loss today, where a win would have had them at the 4 seed. Now we have just imagine this the way. If the Sixers and the Heat, which I think they will, are the 2 teams that come out of this play-in game, this play-in tournament in the East, the poor Celtics and Knicks who have to play the Heat and the Sixers. The Celtics get rewarded from a 64-game season by having to play Joel Embiid or Jimmy Butler. That just sucks. Like, the Celtics and Heat have so much history. If they have to go through a 7-game series, like, there's a chance the Celtics lose. The Heat went on a crazy run last year. There's a chance that the Celtics lose to the Miami Heat if they get that matchup. So I just love the amount of parity that there is in the NBA right now. Obviously, as a Warriors fan, I loved when they were in the finals all the time, but it's also really fun to have to work for it, and it's also really fun to see just amazing matchups across the board. Like, I'm really excited to see the Cavs and the Orlando Magic. I'm not excited to watch the Bucks just thrash the Pacers. I feel so bad for the Pacers. They're going to get obliterated by the Bucks. But like Cavs Magic, I love that. I love the prospect of Celtics versus Heat. I really hope that we can get that matchup specifically. Knicks, Sixers, the Northeast matchup. Like, there's so many fun matchups in this playoffs. I'm really excited to see how that goes down, but we'll get into some full actual breakdowns, predictions, and everything through the full playoffs on Thursday when I talk with Bruce. With that being said, I believe if Sai is ready, I think it's trivia time. Because I need something good in my life before I talk about the Oakland A's, because otherwise it will be a very sad day. So let's bring on producer Sai to go through some trivia. How we doing, Sai?
We're tired. We're doing good. I threw my first bullpen in like 3 years today, and
Proud of you.
I forgot how much I miss playing baseball. My
man works for a baseball team now, and he starts throwing bullpens.
I know, right? Like the pitcher who hasn't thrown a single bullpen since like my freshman sophomore year threw one today against a softball player, nonetheless. But it was cool, felt good.
So I real quick, I have a completely off schedule question.
All right.
So
listen.
I was at, and I'll talk about this in a little bit, but I was at 2 Rangers A's games this week.
Yeah.
And I was watching JP Sears, who threw a one-hit performance on Thursday, had a no-hitter going into the 7th, I believe, until Adolis Garcia just ripped a line drive to left field. It was like exit velo of like 107.
Sounds about right.
Dude is just a tank, by the way. But I was watching JP Sears pitch, and he throws like 90, right? Like, he doesn't throw hard.
Yeah.
And so I'm sitting there thinking 2 things, right? obviously not now because I haven't pitched in a couple years. But let's
Same
just say
same here before today. Same here before today.
Yeah.
So
let's just say, what would that be at this point? Like 3 years ago when I was playing club baseball, I was throwing like mid 80s, right? How many runs do you think the Oakland A's would score off me before I got through a full inning?
So okay, now there's a question to this. What's the pitch repertoire looking like?
So I had 4-seam, 2-seam, curveball, changeup.
Okay. So I've like roughly the same pitch mix.
Yeah. I have a really bad knuckleball if I want to get weird. But I threw it like
even
once
the
every other
Oakland
game.
A's, even the Oakland A's, they are professional baseball teams, are professional
Uh-huh.
players. As much so you have to get through a full inning, correct?
Yeah, like how many runs
think-
do you think they score before I get 3 outs?
I think 8 is like the number I'm thinking, and this is my logic why.
Okay.
They're probably gonna crush the hard stuff, like mid 80s fastball. That's
Yeah.
like what maybe like
That's
a
cake,
low
yeah.
guy. That's cake
Yeah.
for them. However, I've learned that even with not having speed, if you can spot spot your hard pitches,
Yeah.
and get them to chase on the changeup and chase on the curve, you could get lucky. They could
And
get
I was pretty crafty. I mean, my
Like,
dad can come in the comments later, but like I knew how to pitch because I hurt my back when I was 16. So I actually had to learn how to
Yep.
pitch because I lost my velocity for a while.
Yep.
So I actually had to learn how to pitch. And I would absolutely, here's my strategy. First thing I would do, I would go Bull Durham on them, and I would throw the first ball directly behind the first guy's head.
Okay. I like
Just
that,
to
actually.
get them freaked out. Like,
and then you start trying to crack them up.
who is this? Yeah. And then I throw my
okay.
67-mile-an-hour curveball.
Yep.
They're like, what is this?
No. I throw about something sort of similar, and the curveball looks like it's going right at them, and then it cuts in and drops.
Yeah, just a
middle.
nice little loop in there.
Nice little sits little on the plate, like middle of the plate. But I think
8 runs. I'll take that.
Eight runs is the max. However, there is possibilities that they only score 5-4 because they could roll over your off speed.
Right.
If you're spotting those off speed pitches, like I think you can, they're probably not going to have great contact on it. It's the hard stuff is where they're going to get a lot out of. So
well, and I'm not throwing a single fastball on the inner third of the plate. Like I'm not stupid.
No. Yeah, no.
If they want to hit home runs off of me, they're going to have to go oppo.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to have to, play it to where it's pitched.
Yeah.
So that's why I was just curious.
I think 8 is like the mean. It could go higher. It could go lower.
I'll respect that because in my head I was like, I think I could get out of there before they put up a double-digit number.
Yeah,
I think I could get through one inning.
I believe so
before they put up a double-digit number.
Believe so as
I'm just glad somebody else believes me because I know Bruce would just rip me. He would be like, no,
trust the defense. Trust the defense.
Exactly. I don't know who my defense is, but I trust them.
This actually is a
JJ Bleday.
Yeah,
that's the only name I remember. No, I remember.
Go on, baby. But
yikes. But yeah, I'm ready for trivia. What you got for me today?
So this is actually a beautiful transition. Trivia today is on MLB.
Oh gosh.
And so we're about 2-ish weeks into the MLB regular season, and today's trivia is: can you name me the division leaders in the AL East, AL Central, AL West, NL East, NL Central, NL West? Can you name me the teams?
I don't know if I can.
Can you name me the teams who are leading each division? We'll go division by division.
So I guess
you still get your 3 strikes, but you only have to guess 6 teams.
Okay. So I'm going to start with the one that I saw today, and I really hope this is still true of after I saw it on Twitter.
Oh, hold on. Question first. Do you want to start with AL or do you want to start with NL?
The one I'm starting is in AL, so we'll start with AL.
Okay. All right.
The one I saw in the AL Central, and I hope this is still true, is the Royals.
The Royals are technically in second right now. They have the same record of the team that is in first place. However, they have one more loss than that team that is in first place. I know.
Twitter failed me. Okay, so it's the Tigers.
Yeah, you're still wrong.
What?
Now,
literally in the last week, I saw that they were both in the. I hate the AL Central.
I'm only gonna mark you one strike on that because I want you to at least. But we'll go past the AL Central. If we can go back to that, we'll go back to that. But I'm only gonna mark you one strike. Now, do you want to go AL East?
I love how you
said
that this was easy, and like I've not been paying attention to baseball.
I thought you were paying. You went to 2 MLB games. I thought you paid attention.
Yeah, I watched the A's. I couldn't even.
Oh
tell
my
you.
goodness! Oh my. Well. Oh well. Only one. Like, you have one. You have one strike on you.
Because like, who's leading in the brother? I have no idea. I will be perfectly honest. Okay. I'll make some guesses, but
okay.
These are just going to be mostly. I mean, are they like wild? Can I?
A lot of them are what you would expect. The wild one is the AL Central. But looking at the other teams, it's about what you would expect. So.
Okay, so
you got one.
Let me just throw out a beach ball. Let me get the Yankees.
Yes, Yankees are leading the AL West with a 12-4 record. AL East.
The AL East, yeah. Okay. I feel like the NL Central is not easy either. Let me get NL West is the Dodgers.
Correct.
Okay. So NL East, Braves.
Correct.
Okay. Okay. I got the easy ones.
NL West, NL East, and AL East are checked off. You still have to guess AL Central, but you'll get back to that one last.
Yeah, I'm doing that one last.
The AL West, and then the NL Central.
I know the Rangers just lost twice to the A's, which is tough. I was watching the Rangers game yesterday against the Astros. They beat up, or were they getting beat up on?
Pause.
It's either or is it the Mariners? Like I
take a guess. Take a guess. Just take a guess. Go with your gut because your gut's probably gonna be right.
I think it's gonna be the Astros.
Strike two.
Crap.
The Astros are the last place team.
What?
The Astros are 6-11 right now.
Ugh. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's either. Okay, so that one is either the Rangers and the Mariners. The Central is either. It's not the White Sox, so it's either the.
Oh, absolutely not.
It's either the Guardians or
the White Sox are 2-13. It's absolutely not the White Sox.
So it's either the Guardians or the who the heck else is it? Wait. So I guess it's either the Guardians or the Twins. It's probably the Twins. And then the AL or the NL Central.
NL Central. Yeah, NL Central.
Ugh. What's the vibe I've been getting from the Cubs boys? You said you were mad at the Cardinals, so it's probably not the Cardinals.
Yes, correct. It's not the Cardinals.
I'm gonna go Brewers.
Correct.
Bang. Okay, so NL's done.
NL is taken care of. You have
Central.
You have one strike to play around with. You still have AL Central and AL West.
Give me the Twins.
That would be your strike three. It was the Guardians.
Really?
Correct. However,
who's even on that baseball team, bro?
Beats me, but they're 10-5. Royals are 10-6. That's why it's like the technicals come into play.
That's so stupid. That's so stupid.
It is stupid.
Okay, the AL West is the Mariners.
Also wrong. Mariners are in fourth. Rangers are in first with an 8-8 record.
8-8 is first in the AL West.
They are 500, and they just lost 2 games, and they're still in first place.
Are the A's in second?
A's, let's see. The A's are technically A's are in third at 7-9.
The Angels are in second?
7-8. Yeah. It's early.
What kind of doo-doo division is my team playing in, bro?
The early. That's why I wanted to see. I thought you were paying attention to records.
No,
no. Okay, now I know, but it's early.
Now I'll start paying attention if I know it might come up in my trivia later.
It's going to come up. This is going to be reoccurring because you say
should have done the NBA. I just looked at their standings for like half an hour.
We did NBA last week. I'm not doing NBA 2 weeks in a row. You have to switch up.
Oh my gosh, the Guardians and the
yes.
See, because I'm like the Rangers lost 2 games to the A's just now. There's no way.
There's no way they're still in first, but they are still in first with the 500 record. I mean, to be fair, the Central is the one I knew you were going to get a little iffy with, which you did, but everything else was basically a layup.
Yeah. Also, the Pirates officially being tied for first. Like, if you would have made me say who was tied with the Brewers, they would have been my last guess.
They would have been my last guess.
Are they good?
No, it's fluky. Which is the thing about early season baseball. A lot of these records are fluky, and a lot of these records aren't going to stand.
Well, I know that because like pitchers are still getting going and all of that.
Like the Pirates are, they're gonna fall off a cliff eventually. They have a lot of nobody.
Pirates have one of the best records in baseball, bro.
I know, but they're gonna end up falling off cliffs. They got a lot of just randoms that are doing really good, like Connor Joe. Tell me why Connor Joe is doing phenomenal. Can't tell you.
Who?
Yeah, exactly. Tell me why they traded for Joey Bart, and Joey Bart decided to light the world on fire. Like, can't tell you why the Pirates are doing good, but they are. Is it going to last? No, that rotation ain't great. They're young. They're going to get some growing pains. But that's all I got.
Shout out to the White Sox, man. Shout out to the Chicago White Sox.
Hey, they just signed Tommy Pham, so maybe that'll help them out a little bit. But no, they're brutal. They're cheap. I know it, man. But it's okay. Record is 0-2.
Dang, it's okay.
And it is okay.
I'll get there.
You will get that win. And I
need to start studying.
It's a different sport.
Teach, can I get a study guide next time?
I just decided as I got into this, I was like, okay, that's what we're gonna do. But no study guide, no nothing. You just gotta pay attention. It'll be a different sport next week. So
okay.
That's what I got. I'm gonna go back in the background and I'm gonna do the transition for you. We were just talking about MLB records, so now we're gonna do a little MLB roundup for you guys, and MJ over here will tell you about the Oakland A's and how they're still a bad team. They're still a poverty franchise, but right now they might be decent.
Maybe. So I think they look decent, right? Kind of. So what's interesting to me, the A's were in town because I live in Dallas. So they played the Rangers this week. Went to a game with wifey on Wednesday. Went to a game with my dad and my sister on Thursday for my dad's Christmas present. So I watched the A's, and what was interesting to me is I don't want to blame the players. When I have hate towards the A's, I want to make sure in the future that the hate is just towards John Fisher, because I watch the players play. These guys just want an opportunity, right? Like a lot of these guys, I don't even know who specific. Let's go JJ Bleday, because that's the first name that keeps popping into my head. He's center fielder for the A's right now. He is not very good. Not a strong arm. Hitting 262 right now. He's just a average, not even really replacement level MLB center fielder. But, he's hitting second for the Oakland A's, right? Because the A's don't want to spend any money. And so the only issue I have, the only reason it's hard for me to watch some of these games is because I'm sitting here, I'm like, okay, Shea Langoliers, right? Destroyed the Rangers in the first game in Dallas at Globe Life. Rangers still won, or A's won that one. Rangers won the one I was at on Wednesday. A's won on Thursday. Shea Langeliers goes crazy on Tuesday night. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. He's probably going to get traded in 3 years. That's the part that sucks. Now, I really like, there's a couple of young guys on this team I really like. Loved watching Mason Miller, their new closer. He closed out the game on Thursday after another young guy, JP Sears, who I believe we got from the Yankees. So I love some of the young guys that the A's have, but I've been through this multiple times already in my short life where I'm like, okay, we got some good young guys. Like, give it a couple years. These guys develop together. They play together. Add a couple other young pieces that are in the minors right now. I could see where this is going. And then they might have one successful season and then they'll trade everybody. And so that's where I'm like, okay, the A's may look decent, ? They may be one game back technically in mid-April, but I know it's not going to last this year, and I know it's not going to last long term. And so that's where I'm just like, okay, I will go watch the A's when they're in town, but I'm not going to go out of my way to go support them just because it's just rough. It's just rough. And it was funny because when I'm at these Rangers games, I'm one of the only Oakland A's fans there, and people look at me like I'm a sad little lost puppy. Like, oh, you poor thing, you're an A's fan. I'm like, yeah, please give me your support. Give me money. Give me money so I can help fund their payroll. Please give me something. Yeah, so I love that Sai did the MLB standings. We'll have to make sure we study up, we follow more. The A's are not going to win the division. They're not going to do anything. They'll fall back down to earth. They already are. They're down to earth. They're at 7-9. So that's what we're celebrating around here as Oakland A's fans is 7-9. Like that is not what me and my good elephant friend here want out of the Oakland A's. We want more. We want more. But as long as John Fisher is in charge of the Oakland A's, we ain't going to get anything. And that's okay. But yeah, so that's I didn't want to talk too much about baseball because, the A's still make me mad and I don't want to rant too much. But yeah, I'm excited for a full baseball season. Been watching more baseball. Going to try and keep up with the game a little bit more. It's just hard. There's so many games. There's so much going on in a given season. And it's hard to keep up, especially already in mid-April. I feel like I'm behind. So we'll see. Yeah, I believe that's all we got today. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching, for tuning in. This has been the MJ Hurley Show presented by TDT Media. Make sure to tune in to Beer vs. Ivy whenever they have it this week. I don't know if it's on Monday. On Monday? Yes. We're on Monday at noon Central, possibly. Sai will tweet it out from his account and from the Beer vs. Ivy account, so don't worry. Stay tuned for that. Then we got the breakdown Tuesday night. We got Third Down Thursdays on Thursday and some other chaos in between. Who knows? So make sure to tune into the YouTube channel. Make sure to follow us on socials and head to thirddownthursdays.com for some good articles and some good breakdowns of all the happenings in sports. Thank you, everybody, for watching. My name is MJ Hurley, producer Sai Ingersoll in the background, and we will leave you with a card guy from Erie Insurance.